Hi, I'm John.
And I'm John, and we are
Just Guys Fishing.
Wow, this is great times right now. We're out on the water. We're having a ball. We got some good weather. We had some tough weather, but we got a few fish. But, you know, what were you saying about you don't want to bother these people with a lot of facts right now?
We could bore you with a lot of facts, but we've been out. We've got some fishing going on.
So we're just going to tell you what's working.
And what we've been doing.
Well, let's consult the ancient technology right off the bat.
While he's looking this up, I'm going to tell you that the musky wheel is right on the money for the early spring. But let's see what the late spring has.
Well, the
to bring.
late spring says middays and evenings are best, which we can affirm.
Yes.
Medium bucktails.
Okay, medium bucktails. This is a number 5. A Mep's number 5 versus a number 7. There's a pretty good difference in their size, so they're calling for the medium. Mike had a nice follow-up the other day on this number 5.
Minnow baits.
A little minnow bait. This is a number 7 size. Crankbait. This is exactly what the musky wheel's been calling
kind
for.
Kind of a gilly walleye looking thing.
Well, you've got this, and you've got a little number 7.
The perchy one looks good too.
And we've got the jointed one that I believe that's the only lure you've been using all year.
I think the best thing to say is dark on top, yellow or red on the bottom is what's working right now. And let's say it says fish the new weeds and weeds with access to deep water.
Now,
that's it. 1975, by the way.
Making sure we're clear about that the weed access to the deep water is the lake side, the center lake side, versus the weed access to the shallower water, which we've been fishing right now because the water's been a little bit warmer.
Now remember, we're fishing 4 to 8 feet of water, which gives us a big area to fish, especially when you're talking about the west side of Channel. Right over there, that's a wide, expansive area, and I think in that area, the more ground you cover, I think the better you are.
Absolutely.
We had a north wind, and we fished that whole shoreline, and on the north wind, and we picked up a dandy out there.
Right, and a lot of people don't like a north wind. They said it's no good for fishing. That works for us because we can fish either the east or the west shoreline equally.
And remember what we say. Take what the day gives you. You know, you don't get a lot of opportunities, so when you're out there, make the best of what you've got.
We had a specific east wind last Monday when I was out, and it was...
Well, tell them about the technique that you use that day by yourself on the boat, and if you tried to use the wind, you'd end up on the shore, or you'd end up, you know, just floating across the lake.
So really all I did was I dropped the anchor, and I made sure our anchor line's 50 feet. So I dropped the anchor, I let it set, I fished 5-7 minutes in a particular area. I'd let out another 6 or 8 feet of anchor line towards the shore, got into the little shallower water.
And remember, when you're on that line, that boat is swinging back and forth. So when you're doing that, you're casting, you're covering a wide area.
Right, and so I just moved myself down the shoreline, and I was pretty successful with it. I did get into a fish, which brings us into what do we do now that we're out there? What do we got going on?
Well, okay, so everyone hates to lose a fish at the boat. Now, there's lots of ways you can do it. You can break a line, you can straighten out a hook, but the worst way to lose them that leaves you feeling just lost is when you screw up the net.
Now, Mike can tell you he's knocked a couple off of John's line. John will tell you I've knocked a couple off his line, and I can tell you.
Do we see a theme here? Go ahead.
And I can tell
Everyone.
you after my it's a conspiracy. After my adventure of the other day, I do know how it feels to lose it. So what I did was I went on the internet and I looked at a bunch of videos on netting a fish, and I came up with a kind of a 3-step process. And as long as you're consistent with it, the guy you're fishing with is going to know what to expect.
Now, what I want to do before you start with this is say that, and when you're catching small fish, follow this process so you get it down. So when the time comes and you have a big fish, that you're used to doing the same thing every time.
So
let it fly.
Step one.
Step one.
The guy who's got the fish on the line is in charge. Let him be the one to dictate when you're going to get into position, because he's the one that knows whether the fish has been played out or not, or whether it's getting ready to take out some line, so that when you do get yourself in a position, you get yourself in a good netting position.
Okay, good netting position. Well, you're going to tell what that is. But when you're in charge of, when the fish is on your line, you're in charge of where that fish is going to go. You know if it's played out. What you want to do is bring that fish in head first where the netter can make a good play on it.
All right. Step number 2. We do not drop and scoop from underneath. And there's many reasons for that. First of all, when you got a fish on the line, you're always trying to keep that constant tension on the hook. So now if you're scooping underneath and you're pushing that water up underneath that fish, or you hit the tail of the fish, you're going to push that fish up. There's going to be some tension taken off. The lure's going to get spit out, and the fish is going to be going the other direction.
Now, if you remember, with the line we talked about for fishing out here on the chain, that 20 to 30 pound test, thin line like a thread, that stuff is not going to break. You can keep that tension on and not really have to worry about that fish breaking the line.
So, next step would be...
They threw you off with that, didn't I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. It's good information, though. So,
Well, it just came to me.
with the dropping and the scooping, depending on your net size, the net size we use is 32 inches in diameter.
Scooping is bad. No scooping.
If I wanted to scoop the fish that John caught yesterday, that was 39 inches. So I am not at some point in time going to be getting that whole fish into the net, and I'm, again, lifting the head up or lifting the tail up, and I'm taking tension off of that hook. What's going to happen is that fish is going to flop around, and what happened the other day?
What happens, this will happen every time. If that fish is on top of the net, that hook is going to get caught in the net, the fish falls out, the hook stays in the net, and the fish swims away. That'll happen every single time if you scoop.
So what you want to do is you want to have that net perpendicular to the water and all
This
the way
is step
down.
3, by the way. Oh, or is it step
This
4?
is part 3 of step 2.
Okay.
There you go. That should be more clarifying for you.
Mike wants us to be precise in our direction.
Step 3 of part 2. Get that net in the water about a 45-degree angle, perpendicular to where the fish is coming in. Now, Mike tells me that other than an eel, fish cannot swim backwards.
Eel. Ugh.
So, when the guy who's got the fish on the line knows the fish has been played out, he's going to draw that fish right in. And when you watch one of the videos, you're going to hear John say how he's got it coming into the net. If the fish now starts to yap up, he's going to start kicking his tail around. He's going to bury himself right into the net. Once he's in the net, step 3, you turn that net flat to the top of the water, and you reach down and you grab the hoop, the edge of the hoop. Lift up the handle, so now the fish is kind of trapped inside the netting. But if you've got a compromise on your handle, it's only a tube steel. So if somebody steps on it when they're
Right.
walking around, and we know you step on stuff on the boat. Look at one of John's rods. It was an accident. It was an accident.
Yeah, I know.
You know, you've got that fish in there, and then you've got your hand on the hoop. Get it into the boat. So 3 steps. The guy with the fish on the line's in charge.
Step 2.
We do not scoop.
No
Do
scooping.
not scoop. And 3, when you get that fish in the net, grab that hoop so you know you got control of the net in case something goes wrong with your handle.
All right, you got it. Now here we got a little video that's going to show you a little bit of what to do. Actually, a lot of bit of what to do and a little bit of what not to do. Roll the video. Nice job.
Fantastic. But I think we need to do some club business.
Are you ready for club business?
I'm ready.
So for club business, we know what we have to do. We have to call on the Muskie King. Muskie King, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm not sure if I like this club business, but all right. Club business. As you
Why don't we, can we have the update on the run for the crown?
As I have heard with John's videos and pictures that he's posting, he is currently in the lead for this year's championship. He's got a couple of good fish. He's got a couple of good fish on the boat, so far I've got nothing. However, I would like to make it clear that last year's championship fish was not caught until Labor Day, so there is a lot of fishing left for the year.
I will admit that if there's one cast left, there is still a chance.
Absolutely, every single time.
There is always a chance. But hopefully it'll get slimmer and slimmer for you as this year goes on.
Well, I'm going to have an opportunity to do a lot more fishing this year, as we all know I don't work anymore.
I would like to also point out the bad karma that you brought upon yourself with that contrite video that you put out about not mocking me and then retracted it.
I didn't retract it.
The next day.
It didn't last really long.
The next morning it was retracted after the beer wore off.
It didn't last really long. Let's just put it that way. So, It was a good fun, but like I said, I've been on the boat when John's lost a fish, and I know
Competition.
exactly how it felt.
Let's remember that to open up club membership, we got to be rooting for Mike right now. Because if we want to open up for another member, Mike has got to catch a game fish.
You know what? You can always send these number 5 bucktails to Mike because he had a good follow-up the other day with it. Hopefully he can get himself into one in the very near future.
Believe me, that'll be a celebratory video we do when Mike finally gets in the club.
You'll hear about it.
Yeah.
So, that's it for club business.
Club business. All right, very
let's
good.
do some shout-outs.
All right, shout-outs. Number 1, Bill Feld. Bill, thank you for your support. I saw the call-out you had for me. Yes, I am way in the lead. And Billy, hopefully you'll get out here and you'll do a little fishing with us soon. I'm
going to add something to the call-out, to the shout-out for my brother Bill. And that's when he was in Mexico a couple weeks ago. He's out on the golf course, and somebody was doing a live stream of their round of golf. And it sounds like Bill had a good shot. I couldn't tell, but when he was asked for an interview, he walked up to the camera and did a mic drop of "Just Guys Fishing" from Mexico. So we appreciate now that we're not only international into Canada, but
we were in it right, and somebody in Australia too, I think.
So we're getting all over.
Yeah, a couple.
we do get around
4 or 5 continents now.
There we go.
All right, Colleen McAuliffe. Oh my God, Colleen, congratulations. Yes, you are, and the crowd is going wild out there right now. You are the what is she?
She's the fan club president.
Fan club president.
Oh,
that's
my
right.
Lord.
Colleen, you are the fan club president. After going through the thousands of applications that we had, you are the fan club president. So we will be in contact with you and let you know a list of the duties that you have.
All right. Lincoln, how's Lincoln doing?
Lincoln Buchanan is doing fantastic. I got some pictures and an update of the fishing on the chain from him last night. They got about 10 eater-sized walleyes that they were showing me. Remember, Lincoln is with T-Bone Guide Service. You can do a half-day trip with Lincoln. Get out there. The fishing is heating up now.
Hey, the 2 Jakes.
The 2 Jakes, Dave and Josh, WRLL, Cast and Blast.
WRLR.
What did I say?
RLL.
Damn. I say that all the time. All right, anyway, listen to Cast and Blast. Just Guys Fishing can be on there at any given time. You never know when. Besides, it's a good show.
And it's a great show when we're on.
If you love the outdoors, Cast and Blast.
There we go. Hey,
it is better when we're on.
Well, we have fun anyway. Thanks some of the people who have contacted us on the Facebook page. Eddie Bianchi, he lost a muskie.
I am so sorry.
The first muskie he ever got into. He lost the fish coming up onto the shoreline, and it was his birthday. I thought the best birthday present could have been is him to catch his first muskie.
I was a little more sympathetic than you were. Instead of pointing out, that if you would have followed our video, you could have done better.
If he had better test line, he could have. So that's the truth. I've only known Eddie for 45, 47, 48 years. So he probably took the criticism. He's probably running 20-pound braided line right now. So anyway.
All right, very good. Thanks, Eddie. Go ahead, Chris Morgan.
Chris Morgan from up in Wisconsin.
He caught a couple small ones.
Yeah, what do you do with those little bitty things? But we appreciate the pictures on the page,
yes,
that's for sure.
Yeah, thank you for following us, Chris.
All right.
All right, now we'd like to thank the Channel Lake Fishing Club for the buffet that's out there.
I don't know what we're thanking them for.
The guys are tearing it up right now. They've got scrapple sandwiches and sauerkraut fritters.
Why?
Wow.
we gotta do something.
Yeah, we can't hang around here long with them.
What's our upcoming events?
Well, we're gonna fish.
We're gonna fish.
And I think fishing. And we're going to post as many videos as we can.
What do we got coming up Father's Day weekend?
Oh, Father's Weekend, Pontoon Palooza. More to come on this. Is going to be big giveaways, T-shirts, fun for everybody.
All right. The YouTube channel is up. Go on YouTube, Woo-hoo! Just Guys Fishing. Subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And when we get the YouTube videos, you'll be notified so you can go and look to see what we're doing.
www.justguysfishing.com. Of course, yes. Just Guys Fishing on Facebook.
And the Instagram.
All right, you can reach us there.
All right. Just remember one thing. You're not going to catch them all the time, but if you're out there having fun, it's good. And it's always good to know that we're not fishermen.
We're just guys fishing.
Thanks for watching. Warming up a little bit.
What does your shirt say?
Buffalo Trace Distillery. It's a nice fishing shirt, ain't it?
Yeah.
They had a markdown on sale, half off, special discount.
Where at?
At the distillery.
Oh.
They had like 4 left.
Half price was $55. Regular price $120.
No, I think I got it for like $19.99 or something. Feel that? It's nice material. Ooh. Wait till you see my blue one.
We saw your blue one.
No, that's the long sleeve.
When are you going to get your little camera?
I got it.
Oh.
It's at home on my table.
Why didn't you bring it?
I charged it up. I had no card for it. Go get a card for it.
Now, here's my thought on that. I use 64 megabyte cards, and they hold about 4.5 hours. But I heard you say that this can only go 90 minutes. But if you shut it off, and it can go another 90 minutes, right?
Or if I had one of those jobs, and I have one,
Uh-huh.
that I can. I have one of those power packs. It's not big like yours,
Right.
but I'd probably get another 35 minutes out of it.
That camera over there, without the power pack, it's got 2 batteries on it. Will go for 2 hours. With the power pack, I've never had an issue on the boat. And when I go home tonight, I'll plug them in to charge them. And there's 4 lights on them to show you what level they're at. And when I put them on the charger, it goes right to 3 as soon as I do. So I'm thinking that you would probably get more than 30 minutes out of a power pack. And that power pack I think was $10, but this
Because
little
I can
one,
completely recharge my. Ooh. Oh. We have to now drive to Kentucky. If I hook into a fish right now, we are completely. No, but it's exactly what Mike told me. The director's very happy. He's gonna leave a mark on the shirt. That's all right. The fishing shirt.
there'll be champagne in the dressing room for you.
Sorry. What I should have done was go, oh, 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 oh.